Stop paying high interest rates. No, seriously, Canada, we have a problem. So credit scores are confusing. That is a fact. Most of us don't understand how they work, which means we end up paying higher interest rates than we should. That is another fact. So let's change that and try and understand how the credit scores are actually calculated so that we can work on improving them. Hi everyone, I'm Armagan. Welcome to the channel where we discuss money, investments and taxes. If these topics are something you are interested in, you should consider subscribing to the channel. If you have spent more than a few weeks in Canada, you would definitely have heard about this word credit score. Well, two words. A credit score is a number given to anyone who uses credit. This score is given by credit bureaus. In Canada, we have two, Equifax and TransUnion. They are both independent companies that gather credit information from your financial institutions, phones, and utility companies. With all that information, they do some kind of hocus pocus, run some financial models, and calculate your credit scores. We will come back to this in just a couple of minutes. So what comes out of this magic is a score that ranges between 300 and 900. Lenders use it as a benchmark to predict if you are a trustworthy person to lend money to and if you will repay a future loan. I say loan here, but it can be any future financial obligation. For example, even your landlord can ask you for your credit score before renting out his place to you to predict if you will be able to pay the rent timely. So basically, the higher the credit score, the higher the trust. Like, I trust you guys to go and leave a comment on this video and subscribe to the channel. After that shameful plug, looking at the ranges, if your credit score is between 300 to 574, your credit score is poor and needs improvement. You are considered a high-risk borrower. Chances are you will not get approved in most cases. And even if you are approved for credit, you would be asked to pay a lot in interest on these loans. Between 575 to 659, you are at a below average credit score. You are still considered a high-risk borrower and will only get loans or credit at a very high rate. From 660 to 712, this is where things start getting better. The lenders will consider you in a medium risk category and you will be able to secure credit more often than not. 713 to 740 is a good credit score. You should expect to receive very good interest rate offerings and a variety of credit products from your financial institutions. 741 and higher is an excellent credit score. Beyond this number, you would be able to secure credit easily and at a low cost. The higher the credit score, the easier it is for you to qualify for credit at a competitive interest rate. You can check your credit score for free using websites like Borrowell and Credit Karma. The links are in the description below. They will give you slightly different scores. I like Borrowell more, but both scores are correct, so don't worry if you get different scores. I have a separate video on a comparison between Borrowell and Credit Karma. You can check that out to understand the difference and to see what exactly is going on. So remember the hocus pocus magic bowl that we discussed a minute ago? So there are 5 ingredients that go into that magic bowl. Those 5 ingredients are actually used to calculate your credit score. Let's go into the detail. The first and most important factor is payment history, which accounts for 35% of your credit score. It reflects all the payments you make for your consumer debts. For example, payments for your credit cards, line of credit, car loans, personal loans, student loans, cell phone payments, and any other debt you may have. Mortgage payments are not included in this, but almost everything else is. Based on your payment history, creditors want to know if you will pay them back their money on time. Any late payments or collection activities negatively impact your credit score. The second factor is utilization ratio in any given period. This is 30% of your overall credit score. It is a simple calculation basically. It looks at how much credit you have available and how much of that credit you are using in a given period. So let's say you have 2 credit cards with the credit limit of 10,000 and 15,000. So your credit limit total would be 25,000. If you use 3,000 from one card and 2,000 from the other card, you are using $5,000 from the total $25,000 available to you. Your credit utilization ratio would be 20% for this period. The credit bureaus will track this percentage over every cycle and look at the trend of how much of the credit are you using. The higher this percentage, the riskier it is for lenders to give you extra credit. So a trick that has worked well for me is to keep my credit utilization between 20% and 30%. If for any reason you are using a higher percentage of credit every month, then my recommendation for you would be to apply for credit enhancement or maybe get an additional credit card. This will bring your utilization down immediately and you will see your credit scores increase in the next few weeks. If you are looking to achieve that 800 plus score, I have a video where I go into steps that you can take to immediately boost your credit scores. I will link it for you in the description below. So the third factor is length of credit history. This is simply the amount of time you have been using credit in Canada. It has a weight of 15% of your overall credit score. When you have used credit for a long time, lenders are in a better position to see if you are worthy of their credit. This factor is a bigger issue for teens who have just started using credit or people who are new to Canada. It is one of the reasons why younger people and new immigrants are the two groups of people with low credit scores, at least initially. The fourth factor is new credit accounts and applications. This is 10% of your overall credit score. Before I explain this point, let me give you some context. When you apply for any new credit, the lenders will check your existing credit profile. This is known as a hard inquiry, and the credit bureaus will add this inquiry to your profile. If you apply for new credits frequently, the number of hard inquiries on your profile will increase. Your hunt for extra credit is considered as a sign of financial difficulty. Why else would someone be looking for new credit options so frequently? Depending on the nature of the hard inquiry, it can affect your score for up to 5 years. The key here is to only apply for new credit accounts if you actually need them. Oh, by the way, just for clarity, inquiries made by you, such as when you request your credit score, are referred to as soft inquiry, and these do not impact your score in any way. In fact, I would recommend you to regularly monitor your credit scores every few weeks. So the remaining 10% of your credit score is dependent on the types of credit used. A diverse mix of credit, such as a mix of credit cards, lines of credit, car loans, and other personal loans, will impact your scores positively, obviously assuming that you are paying them off timely. The different types of credit shows the lenders that you are a pro at handling money, and this makes them happy to offer you more credit. If you think about your credit scores from lender's perspective, you can understand what would be the key factors that might come in play when calculating the credit scores. Your credit score is a combination of factors picked from your profile to see your credit worthiness. Credit scores are everywhere in Canada, and that means there will come a point when you will have to think about them. But if you make your debt payments on time and utilize the credit available responsibly, you generally won't have to worry about your credit scores at all. And at the same time, you don't actually need someone else to tell you how much capacity you have for an additional purchase. Yes, you don't actually need another iPhone or a PlayStation or a 4K monitor if you already have some credit card payments overdue. What you really need is a budget to manage your finances and to watch this next video where I talk about the steps to take to get to that 800 plus score.